maybe I wish to add in something, especially, it's about the recent situations. Okay, we expect a lot of people, they might be mentally, they will be getting more emotion and encounter more this type of a mental problem, all right? Basically, what are you learning here? The religious element is not strong. Like Anapanasati, it is something which is very neutral. Even though you see the spinning chakra, right? It doesn't involve much religion elements, okay? So all this type of method could be shared to, anybody, they just do it, okay? But actually, my temple is considered, we call it Malaysia Yana. Malaysia Yana is it's the mixture between the Theravada and the Mahayana, and also some Tibetan Buddhism, okay? There will be some Dharma Do, some method which involve some religions. Especially in Mahayana, maybe you hear about Western Pure Land and Eastern Pure Land method. Okay, basically Western Pure Land mainly for the dead people, the disease. For those who are going to die. All right, Western Pure Land will provide them hope to a place which is very bliss and peaceful. Okay, so basically the people will feel relief. Especially the relative will relieve. If let's say they know the dead will reborn to the Pure Land. But for the recent situation, the Western Pure Land might not suitable, but the Eastern Pure Land might be suitable. Eastern Pure Land is the medicine Buddha, the Pure Land for medicine Buddha. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is, we call it, the Eastern Pure Land, the medicine Buddha, the Buddha is in the blue color. The Buddha is in the blue color. This is more on Tibetan features, more on blue color. Okay. Well, according to the, according to the Lapis Lazuli, the Eastern Buddha Sutra. Okay. For example, meaning to say that whatever problem the people counted recently, especially jobless, or maybe they have difficulty to get 3 meals. So Eastern Buddha will, if you chant his name, he is going to bless somebody. I believe that not everybody like you all prefer meditation, because you prefer to resolve the problem on your own, all right? But for certain type of people, they are more faith type people. This type of faith type people, they prefer rely on something. Okay, if let's say we provide the Eastern medicine Buddha for them, so they can just put their heart on the Buddha, and the Eastern Buddha, and Eastern Buddha also provide a hopes. Okay, Eastern mean the direction where the sun rise. So sun rise in another way. Meaning to say this is a hope to somebody. So we can expect, the situation could be worsened, but don't know how worse is this, just getting worse and worse. Okay, so if let's say you notice somebody, okay, they prefer meditation, so after this batch, they can join another intake. They can go to, you can also join Friday and also Sunday. Quite a big group of people all just meditate just to get a peace of mind. But if let's say they need other method, for example, this type of thing, you may introduce to me and let me know. We will introduce them so that they can just have more way to it. Instead of, for Christian, they also can come with, Mahayana, which have the quite same element like Christianity. So that is the thing. In Mahayana, besides, basically, they will just do some mantra chanting. There's a various of the Buddha for them as a choice. Okay. Then I think this is the features for Mahayana compared with Theravada. More Buddha, you got more resource. You can more resource, which is available in Mahayana. You see, you are more on Theravada, right? you're more on Theravada. So Theravada is more simple and more on self-reliant. Okay, so you have to be strong. But sometimes if you are not strong, okay, maybe you can get some blessing from a Buddha. It may help you once you are fragile. Okay, but of course, if you are strong, you can be dependent on yourself. Okay, so this is something I wish to tell you all. If somebody got the trouble and we may help, we'll try our best. Okay. All right. So let's keep on. Any question regards this? I'm quite concerned over this issue, and I'm always thinking what can we do to help. This is really this is really the time for us to provide our to play our roles to pacify the society. Yes, anything? Maybe you would think, oh, 我自己都未搞掂啊，真係啊 right now, you haven't finished learning, 覺得我係做過頭啊 maybe you haven't finished it. You can just recommend them to us. This is our job now to do this to help. But of course, I don't involve in the charity work because every field. You really have to pay effort in every particular field in order to see the result. It is impossible ourselves to involve to so many fields. So I choose education and also the meditation as my professional to help people. Okay. So let's continue. So I remember in our previous class, okay, we have finished this part. We have finished the introduction. We talk about the learning attitude. Then from the benefit of meditation, we have already gone through the video clip. Number third, we come to the conditions. Okay, so I remember we are in the conditions. So if I'm not mistaken, we just finished. We have finished the sila, right? So this is the sila. In the previous lesson, we talked about what does it mean, sila, precept. Precept means coming, suiting, which is associate it with the rules. Okay, and it is stop evil and encourage the doing of good. Okay, how will you stop evil and encourage the doing of good? Basically, if let's say there is a Maldive, okay, there's a picture of Maldive in your heart has already been built up in order to maintain, the purity of the Maldive in your heart. You will try your best to do all the good and avoid to do all the bad. Okay, so that is the very important thing for you to do the thing on your own without the force of the law. Besides, okay, we talk about when the mind is restless and annoyed, it engages in all kinds of evil, which leads to nothing but torment and regret. And without regrets, one can have peace of the mind. Yes, by just holding the precept, observing the precept, you wouldn't be so much regret. Okay, just for example, okay, yes, class, okay, I just go for blood donation 2 days ago. Okay, until now, our blood bank still need the blood badly. If compared to the previous years, the same period, the percentage of the blood donation reduced 40 to 60%. Okay, so anyone have you? Okay, may I know who have done the donation? Have you donated the blood before for the recently? Okay, using when have you donated? Using also Silkyong okay.
No, I donated before, but not recently.
Not recently okay anyone haven't donated yet? Please put up your hand. Anyone haven't donated yet? All donate. Oh, two of you. Okay, if possible, you go to do also didn't do. Oh, you didn't do. Okay. Well, anyway, please take the opportunity. Okay, I think using and Silkyong, do you donate the blood regularly? In a regular basis, do you donate?
Not really. When last I can donate, because now I take some medication, so I cannot donate.
Oh, I see. You see, I remember one of my Dharma friend, my student, I think the number she donates is about 60 to 80 already. She make it as a habit. And it happens that if let's say, she donate for every 3 months. If she forget to donate, she will feel regret. Meaning to say that the habit for donations become a habit, become a habitual already. And once this is a habitual, especially this is a good habitual, we call it as a precept too. Once you don't perform the precept, you will feel regret. So this is very good. This is the the regret itself will make her to keep on to be more consistent in the future and would miss the opportunity for the donation. But you see, for you and I, because we don't make it as a habit, we don't feel any regret. Donate, just donate, no donate, just no donate or nothing, right? Because we didn't make it as a habit. But once you make it as a habit, you will be regret if you didn't do the right thing. It all depends on the individual perception. Okay, so after learning the Dharma, please try to, to cultivate, to inculcate some good habit, and also let the regretful to make you to fulfill all your, to fulfill all your perception of a good obligation. Okay, let's take a look. In the previous lesson, we do mention that precept keep with a pure mind are like cultivate a wetless land in which seedlings of virtue will grow. This is right. If our mind full of the good, full of the good deed, and meaning to say that we don't provide the opportunity for the weed to grow out. Okay, from here we say if one believes three treasure and four noble truths with a deep understanding, you will build up the pure mind. Basically here, most of you are not the Buddhists. How about using since you learn in a long time, is Triple Gem and Four Noble Truth itself can help you to have a strong strong feeling for holding the precept. Using, yes? Is it happening?
Yeah, I think try to hold on to the 5 precepts on a daily life, Sometimes when you have to make a decision, then you try to refer back, is this the right way, or those kind of thing. So sometimes you there's something like a guide for you.
Oh, I see. So meaning to say that Buddhism helps you in making decision,
yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, well, I think maybe in order to make the religions can help you making decision, preferably the people learn the religions during the tertiary education. Am I right?
Yes.
The possible. Then it will become a guideline. Because our society a lot of temptation. Especially once you're in a high position, the temptation is even stronger. More opportunity for you. More temptation for you. Okay, next we'll talk about the faith is therefore described as the mind having purity in its nature. Just like the water purifying pures that can purify muddy water. From this pure belief arises the power of stopping evil and doing good. You will have this power, pure belief. But basically, okay, maybe most of you haven't built up the faith with the three treasure and the five and the Four Noble Truth. But we understand that by just doing the good, by helping the people, there will be a good reward for us in the future. I think that will be good enough for temporary. So in the previous lesson, we talked about practicing the precept in top grade, practicing the precept in the medium grade, and practicing the precept in the low grade. Okay. So remember, we talked about that. What does it mean the top grade? Top grade meaning to say that a person who has never committed the immediate action, okay, which is the very most serious crime in the Buddhism. Okay, you haven't committed before you learn Buddhism, you take refuge before you become a monk, and you will like a piece of clothes which is so, how should I put it? The clothes you can dye the clothes so easy. You see, a cloth vulnerable to stain, meaning to say that you can, once you do the samatha and vipassana, you can attain it easily. Okay, so now we go to the practicing the precept in the medium, the grade, and in the low grade. Okay, Tiong Ao, can you please? Have you finished reading the text? Yes, we have finished reading. Now just go to the explanation. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, yes. Okay, second is practicing the precept in the medium grade, meaning to say that a person who has never committed the major offenses but the minor after the ordinations. He repents for samatha, he repents for samatha development, and it is considered as developing of samatha and vipassana from sila, as if a stained cloth is cleanable. Okay, class, basically in Buddhism, once we talk about the 5 precepts, there will be some major offenses and there will be some minor offenses. How do we define major and minor offenses? Okay, never mind. Just after this section, we will go to what does it mean, major offenses and the minor offenses. And if let's say you commit it, what can you do in the future and how will it influence you? We talk about it later. Okay. In the medium to say that the person, they don't commit major, but they commit the minor one. Okay. Once they commit the minor one, but they are, since they do the repentance, they are just like a piece of cloth which is cleanable, meaning to say that it is still very good. But if let's say you are the third type, is practicing the precept in the low grade, meaning to say that this is the person who observes the precept, they fail to keep both the major and minor. And according to the Theravada, there is no way to repent for the major rule offenses, but it is available in Mahayana. Once we talk about there is no way to repentance, meaning to say that, for example, if you kill a people, okay, it is considered a major offense. In Theravada, there's no way for repentance. Am I right? If you kill the people, I think the karma is there already, and it is quite difficult for you. The method or maybe the result for you to repent is not much. You don't have much choice. But in Mahayana, there's a lot of how to say. There's alternative ways for you to do the repentance, especially by chanting some repentance verses or the sutra or mantra. And there will be some symptom to show that if, let's say, your repentance is effective and the karma is proven eradicated. Am I right? I think in Theravada, we don't see any, there's no way to eradicate the karma for the major offenses.
I'm not too sure. I'm not to that level.
Okay. Never mind. Okay, I'm sure. Okay, so I think from now, we better shift to the 5 precepts so that we can better understand we understand the offenses in deep. Okay, please take a look to the other piece of the notes. 5 precepts. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is the 5 precepts. Okay, so now we'll go through the first precept. Okay, okay. Tiong, how can you please read the passage?
Aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion on giving happiness and learn ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I am determined not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to condone any act of killing in the world, in my thinking, and in my way of life. Intention, target, method, consequence, and mental state.
Yes. Okay. Please highlight the point. Sorry, I think the notes which I've given you all is already highlighted, right? And also the remark in red also stated there. Okay. So we just further go to the discussion. Okay. Okay, class. Just now I sent you a few video clip. Okay. There's one video clip. Let's see first. There's one video clip. Can you download? Okay, sorry. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 video clip. Can you please download four of the video clip? But just watch the video clip number 2. Banker rescue duckling. This video clip, and then we keep on our discussion now. Okay, so please do it. download 4 of the video clip and just watch the number second about the banker. Okay, please. Okay. So SJ finish. SJ finish. Okay. Using it. Okay. One people. Okay. Using also finish. Okay. Yeah. Teo finish. Yes. Okay. Okay. Eugene finish. Okay. Lighting finish. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Siu Kyung finish. Okay. Yes. SJ, can you please briefly tell us what what do you see in the video clip, please? Okay.
The banker rescued the little duckling and then escort them safely back to the river, back to their hometown.
Okay. Oh, that's all. It's really a summarize. It's really a summary. Yes, Siu Kyung, would you like to add in some more point in this video clip? On the mic, please, Siu Kyung. Siu Kyung.
I said, I Life is not so bored.
Okay. Hey, your mic, please close to your mouth. Your mic.
Hello. Yeah, can you hear?
Better.
From the last sentence that he said that life of the banker is not so. Who say that it's not so interesting? So it's mean that sometimes life is depend on ourselves, like how we treat it. So if we treat it good, then it will really lively and interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. How about Eugene? Would you like to add some more in the video clip, Eugene, please?
Yeah, I mean, from the video, we can what I can see is that the banker actually he was in the window, and then he saw this mother duck hatch to all this little duckling, and then being a human, then he actually let out his hand to actually catches the duckling from falling from the ledge, then safely let the mother duck and the ducklings to the river back to their home. So basically, yeah, that's what I get it. Yeah.
Yes, quite detailed. Okay, what happened if, let's say, your purpose, maybe you might be quite busy, all right, and you ignore this situation, okay, and maybe really some duck die already, a little duck die. Okay, well, if it happened to you, will you feel sorry or regretful? Lai Bing?
Yeah.
You feel like, okay, how about Tiong Hao? What do you feel? Let's say you are so busy, later on you notice that, oh, some little duck die already. How do you feel?
Sad.
You feel sad.
Yeah.
You feel regretful, right? Okay. How about using?
Definitely. But feel sad if you can do something, if you don't do it, and then yeah.
Okay, so this is good. So class, you see, that is the meaning of the 5 precepts, especially for the non-killing, because I mean the spirit behind the non-killing is about the compassionate. Okay, and I think everybody we got a compassionate, even though there is no clear rules for us to do, but we notice that this is something we are supposed to do, and if we don't do it, we might be regretful. Okay, but once we do it, of course, everyone will be very happy. But I noticed that maybe this situation, if compare Eastern culture and the Western culture, I think Western culture, they will express their feeling more clearly, the way we see. For example, recently, they will have a protest, don't kill the shark, okay? Maybe don't kill, I mean, the tusks from the elephant, okay? They will just do the protest. Compared with the Western and the Eastern culture, it seems more Westerner will do it. Okay, they will just really do the protest and let the whole community to know. Oh, we should protect them. Well, I think because due to some social background, in Chinese, maybe everybody have to really work. We don't have a very good social welfare to protect us. So I mean, it will. That is maybe one of the reasons we see the difference why we are not so aggressively to express our view to help all the living beings compared with the Western country. Okay, but anyway, let's take a look. If we go back to the text, okay, you see, first of all, if let's say you have a determination not to kill and not let others kill, basically because you're aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of the life. I noticed that some people, they turn to become vegetarian. Maybe they have undergone the operation, or maybe they witness how the animal died. That is you must be having some background knowledge or prior knowledge in order you have a determination to do some protection. Or basically people won't just without any reason go to do this type of thing. Okay. Well, should I know, is there anyone undergone operation before here? Operation. Is there anyone undergone operation before? No. Using you're so healthy. Okay. So basically, I'm the one who gone through one time of operation. And I noticed that really, the situation we lie on the operation bed and for being dissected is just quite similar. like a slaughter to slaughter the animal. It's quite similar. Basically, we don't feel pain because due to anesthetic. Okay, but after the anesthetic, the pain will come back, and we will. From here, we can easily to relate how the animals suffer once they are being slaughtered. Anyway, maybe in Theravada, even though they are allowed to take meat, but I noticed that some Theravada country, they start to turn to vegetarian. The reason they notice that once they're doing the metta meditation, metta meditation is the form of the meditation instead of observing the breath, but they will do some blessing to the living being. For example, they will keep on just repeat the sentence that may them free from suffering, may them happy. Okay, they will keep on mentioning all the sentence. But if let's say once you after finishing keep on mentioning the sentence, may them free of suffering, may them happy, but you finally end up in the next meal, you start to eat the drumstick. It looks like sarcastic, right? Because you wish people happy, and then later on you eat the drumstick again. So I notice now some Theravada country, they start to practice the vegetarian. They do as they want to inculcate the spirit for the metta, not just superficially, not just verbally, but they want to do it in action. Okay, but actually, as a Buddhist, it's not compulsory for being vegetarian. I believe that maybe you once you entertain your if you need some entertainment, especially maybe go out to dine in maybe to have a lunch together with a customer, it's quite hard for being vegetarian. Okay, shall I know, is there anyone of is there anyone feel is there anyone notice that it's quite difficult for being vegetarian, especially you entertain the guests? Anyone here? Anyone? Is there any, how we call it, entertainment CEO, chief entertainment officer? Is there any chief entertainment officer here? No, but basically I think it's quite hard for us to bring the customer to the vegetarian shop. I don't think it's easy. If the customer doesn't request you to bring them to Genting Highland, I think it's lucky for you. I got some of our Dharma friends. They have to bring the customer to the Genting. They have to bring the customer. Some even nightclub. I think it's quite common, especially most of the people they prefer this type of entertainment. So meaning to say that if quite possible to avoid. So meaning to say that if you can't practice vegetarianism, it doesn't matter. As long as you hold the precept in your heart. Okay. Besides this, let's take a look. In the spiritual of a non-killing, it will involve what? You see, I'm determined not to kill, not let other kill, and not to condone any act of killing in the world. Okay. So this is basically the spirit behind of the 5 precepts. Okay. Now, I have a few questions to ask for further elaboration. Okay. Case number 1. Okay. If let's say, okay, you move up to the for the 20-30 story of the building. Okay. So you just drop a rock, and the people die, and you hit somebody, and the people die. Are you considered killing? 1, yes. 2nd is a no. Please vote. Yes or no? SJ is a 1. Eugene is a 2. Okay. Tiong Hao, Siu Keong, Lai Ping, all is a 111. Okay. Yes, you of course. Oh yeah. Okay. So 5/1. 5 said it is a killing, and Eugene said no. Okay. So this is the first scenario. All right. Okay, second scenario. Okay. For example, if let's say okay, using a wish to kill Tiong Hao, since Tiong Hao is a using competitor, all right, and Eugene is the assassiner, is the murderer, is the murderer, okay. So Eugene will tell Eugene that please let Tiong Hao sleep forever. He just said let Tiong Hao sleep forever. So Eugene said, okay, I know what to do, boss. Okay, then finally Tiong Hao died already. Okay. Is Eugene committed killing? Yes, 1. 2, no. Okay, Lai Ping. Okay, only Like you say no only, okay, we got the answer later on. Okay, all right. If let's say, okay, thank you. Okay, okay, second scenario. If let's say Dong Hao doesn't, okay, using. So the crime for using is this equal before, before and after the death of the Dong Hao, meaning to say that, if let's say Dong Hao died, it is the criminal more heavy, or actually it's the same only. As long as using start to kill the Dong Hao, there is a crime already. So if, okay, please vote. If Dong Hao died, the crime is more heavy, number 1. Okay, then 2. If it's not that heavy, it's number 2. Please vote. Okay. Okay. Also, okay. Lighting. 2. Okay. Okay. You see, it seems a controversy, because everybody vote differently. Okay. We get the answer. Okay. Third scenario. Okay. If compare using and also Eugene is the boss, right? Okay, so no, sorry, using you are the boss, or Eugene is the murderer, using the murderer. Okay, so I know is use. Okay, if let's say Dong Hao die, okay, the crime. The heavy of the crime for using is more heavy, or Eugene is more heavy. Meaning to say that the boss will, the boss have to bear more consequences, or is the murderer is going to bear the more heavy consequences. Eugene, okay, the boss, number 1. Second is the murderer. Which one more heavy the crime? Okay. Yes, you can. You haven't voted.
It's the same.
It's the same. Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, okay. Well, okay, we can answer the question by by going through the factor. Let's take a look. Once we talk about the killing, okay, in order, basically in Buddhism, I think it is quite similar with the law. We have a different category for the crimes of a killing, right? It depends on the different context, okay? Well, we will see depends on their intention, the target, the method, the consequence, and the mental state. Okay, once we talk about the intentions, meaning to say that you really want somebody die. So that is the intention. Okay. So second, okay, you have a clarity of mind, meaning to say that you are not intoxicated. You didn't take any drug. Okay. So your mind is very clear. So this is the second condition. The third is the target. The target meaning to say that if you kill human and compare you kill the other animals, human is the worst. Why? The reason human is the most wisdom. Human is the only animal in the world. They will, they demonstrate a very strong wisdom, and they know how to meditate. You see how they can go to further, further develop their mental state. Well, no matter how clever dolphin or maybe the chimpanzee, but we never see the dolphin meditate. Right, we never see how. Even though they are quite smart, we know that, but they won't do meditation. So we notice that no matter how, we notice that human will develop a lot of knowledge, no matter in the food, no matter in the arts of the food, no matter in the arts of the music or wherever. And it shows that the human have a very advanced, our brain, we have very advanced wisdom. So if you kill the target, if you kill human, the crime will be the most heavy compared with the other animal. Okay, maybe the mammals is the second grade because most of the mammal they are clever. All right. Maybe in the third grade will be the reptiles. Okay, the reptile, the snake. Okay, and if you go to the very small, like ants, like a mosquito, so they are considered the lowest grade. So meaning to say that if you kill the human, if you kill a chicken compared with the mosquito, sure the crime is more heavy compared with the mosquito. Why? Because it's due to their wisdom. Okay, and how do we define? So this is the third scenario. Number 4, there's the consequences. Meaning to say that the target died already. Okay, if the target doesn't die, meaning to say that the karma is not completed yet. So this is a few condition. One more, lastly, is the method. Okay, maybe in ancient times, people will just kill her. The murderer will use knife to kill. So in the modern day, they're using the pistol, all right? And maybe now, if let's say you're in the internet, you leave the words, you say, you please go to die, I hate you. Okay, I prefer you die. And you end up, the people who read and go to committed suicide. So you are considered killing through the cyberbullying. You have to bear the consequence, no matter how the method is it. Okay, so by analyze all these things, so we can answer already. So number first one, if you drop a stone without any intention, remember, my scenario is without any intention. This is not a killing, but it might be manslaughter. Okay, or manslaughter. I think in law, purposeful killing and manslaughter, you will be sentenced with a different, you will be convicted with a different, imprisonment and punishment, right? You will be you will be convicted with a different punishment. If you purposely killing, maybe you will be convicted capital punishment, all right? But manslaughter maybe the longest might be just a whole life imprisonment only. See or not? That will be the different. Okay. So the case number one, it should be not the killing, not purposeful killing, but it's the manslaughter. So the second, okay, so remember, once using Ask Eugene go to kill Tiong Hao, okay, so if Tiong Hao die, there will be a heavy crime for both of them, okay. If Tiong Hao doesn't die, the first grade of the crime will downgrade to the second grade. Second grade and the third grade is repentable, okay. But the first grade usually you can hardly eradicate because of the karma is too strong already. If let's say, okay, using Ask Eugene, go to kill not a human, but just go to kill a crocodile, all right? Even though the crocodile die, but the crime is still second grade only because crocodile is not a human, right? So that's why, because humans, the target is very crucial to determine the level of the crime. But anyway, if you go through the third scenario, okay, if you try to judge whether using and the murderer, which one committed, we will get the strongest criminal. We get the worst effect. I think the answer is the boss, because the boss themselves is the one who determine want to do something. But for Eugene as a murderer, he just a tool only. Same, for example, if you are the judge and you serve the community, you sentence, how should I put it? Okay, you sentence a criminal for a capital punishment. Okay, for judge, you are serving the community, and maybe Eugene is the one who go to hang the criminal. So for Eugene, since you act as a tool only, there's no crime for you, there's no karma for you. And also for the judge, you act for the society. There's no judge, there's no karma for you. Okay, but anyway, as a Buddhist, we will try to avoid to do this type of occupation. For example, as a judge, sometimes the judge, they will be misjudged. Am I right? Once you misjudge, then you will have some regretful. Okay, and for Eugene, even though you just go to hang people, you don't see, you don't do anything, but maybe in the bottom of your heart, sometimes you feel uncomfortable because this type of job, finally, the specification of the job is to end the people's life. You won't feel comfortable. This is the reason why, as a Buddhist, we discourage you to involve to this type of occupation. This is all considered wrong livelihood. Even though you don't create much karma, but it's a wrong livelihood. It will cost you a lot of regret in the future. So you get the point. That is all the case I answer. Do I miss any case? Okay. So now I think we can answer a more practical question. First, if let's say you go to kill the COVID-19 virus, is this a killing? Yes, the vaccine. Yeah, the vaccine appeared. All right, so you take the vaccine and you just want to kill all the COVID-19 virus. Okay. Yes, this is the killing number one. It's not the killing number two. and you don't know it's the number 3. Dan lain lain lagi is the number 3. Please vote. 1 is a killing. Using answer is a killing. How about okay? 2 no or dan lain lain lagi. You don't know. Better vote. Okay. Number 3. Okay. 2, 3, and 2. Dan lain lain lagi. Okay. Well. Okay. First of all, if let's say okay, you want to decide you want to decide whether it's a killing or not. It depends on the target, whether it's the living being or not. The definition of the living being is first, the living being has the living being has the urge to live, meaning to say that if you try to kill the living being, they will run away. They want to be alive. So this is the first symptom. Second, they will have a nerve system to respond to the pain. Okay, and the third, they will generate the offspring. Okay, this is the third one. Okay, so I mean from these 3 we can judge that that is the living being. So the way I see the COVID-19, I think COVID-19 they won't run away because they want to kill it. Basically, virus in the definition of the biologists, they are not the living being. They may be just a semi. I mean, there's a semi-living being, a semi not a living being. Some they will just define it as a substance only because they don't manifest a very strong character as the living being. Okay? You get the point? So basically, I think it is not a killing. So just take the vaccine. Just take the vaccine. Okay. Okay, so one more practical scenario. Okay. If let's say your house, there's a termites in your house. Okay. And maybe it's time for you to just to get the people come to how should I put it? There's a job. The job just purposely to destroy all the termite. You go to ask them to come to destroy the termite. So if you are the one who decide, will you make the decision to destroy all the termite? The way is very cruel, you know, by just putting some special like the food in the particular place. If the termites come, just one only come and eat. When the termites go back. The termites will spread all the poison to all the members are in the group, you know. So all will die, you know. All will die, sure. Okay. So if you are the one, will you decide to kill all the termite if there's a termite in your house? Yes, it's the number 1. No, it's the number 2. Yeah. Yes. Okay. 3. Okay. All right. 5 people. SJ, yes, 1 or 2 vote. Okay, number 3, I don't know. Number 3, I don't know.
I have this kind of situation before, but
you don't have an absolute answer for yourself, right?
No, because normally I don't kill. I don't agree to kill, but Yang will do all the job, so I don't see.
Meaning to share that you just push all the responsibility to somebody. That's the best decision. Yeah, I think I agree to all of you. You have to kill her. The reason if you don't kill the termite and the building will collapse, then you will kill the people. You will kill the human. Class, basically, in the world, we are in a world which is always in the loss situation. It is quite hard to be a win-win situation. It could be loss situation. Just depends how far you lost. In this scenario, we have to kill the termite so to protect the human because human life are more precious. Okay. But anyway, I think we can just improve. Before the establishment of the building, you do the tiling. You should do something already. Right? Not using. Right? Not Eugene. Okay, Eugene. Maybe you can recommend. You can tell us something. How to avoid. The killing in the later stage, how to do the preventive stage in the beginning stage for the construction. Eugene, please.
Yeah. Okay. Basically, in construction, of course, there are a lot of factors that comes in, in the sense that, of course, when we want to construct anything, there's a specification. There are certain requirements that needs to be carried out. But then, of course, along the way, there are some good and bad contractors, I would say, which they go fully compliance or specification as per their specification, what they're supposed to build, what they're supposed to do. So sometimes things don't plan out as what they plan out as what they will do certain things which is not to the specification. So of course for new houses there are those for timber, normally we have those a coat of to prevent termites lah, is it? But then of course it normally happens for those houses who are like maybe more than 20 years lah. I would say more than 20 years, there are a lot of termites lah. Because eventually all this coating will go away. It will just fade off, is it? So that's why you need that's why it's quite common for old houses to have termite, is it? Because that's where the termite, because it's a place for the termites to live, when it's where we have timbers in the roof and all these things lah. So I don't know whether I you all understand about on this thing lah.
So meaning to say that in the recent construction, they won't have any termite problem. Termite is not a major problem for the recent construction.
Very rare. I mean, it's unlikely lah for new houses. Termites they don't normally build up lah, unless they don't do a good job lah.
Oh, I see.
The contractors don't do a good job, and then that's why the termite. I mean, of course, termites is not a new thing. It has construction has been around for many years. So this kind of thing we've encountered before. So that's why when there are these things encountered, then of course, consultant will come up with new ideas on how to prevent things. As technology comes along, there are a lot of new technology. So that's why I'm trying to say is that normally those old houses, the chances of termites are very high, because those days we have not encountered before. Number one, number two, we don't have the kind of technology to do it.
Oh, okay. So meaning to say that now the new house, they will include the technology and the termite will be problem.
Yeah, possible.
Very good. So I think if you just really buy a house, just feel comfortable with the house. No need to decide whether you want to kill the termite. Okay, well, scenario. So I think from here you will understand whether you should kill the mosquito, especially dengue. So you don't need to ask me anymore. Because people they will worry, they'll ask how about killing the mosquito dengue. And now you know how to decide because you know the target is quite crucial. Okay, now I want to give you another difficult scenario, one more difficult scenario to discuss. We got two more. Okay, number one, if let's say a woman has been raped and she got pregnant, she suffer along the pregnancy, and she comes to you, will you encourage her for abortion? Yes, number one. No, number two. Quite difficult, right? Oh, using very soon, using yes, number three, we don't have number three, but you didn't choose number three. You very smart. You know it's a difficult situation. Okay, number three, no SSG. No, number three, 1 and 2 only. Okay, you have to really think. It can happen. It's quite common actually now. Number two. Okay, number two. All right. Yeah, number one. Tiong Hao, yes, number one. Okay, all right. Quite a number of people number one. Okay, maybe Eugene, you choose number two, or why? What's the reason?
I'm sorry. Number two is not to go for abortion, is it? Number two, sorry.
Not to go.
I mean, not to go for abortion is that, of course, why I chose number three in the first place is that I think it depends on the situation. I think there are a lot of factors also that is linked into this complicated matter. So I choose number three. But then why I choose number two is that life is involved. I think if we take away all the factors, if we take everything away, we're just looking at life itself. I think we should not kill the life.
Okay. So good. Okay, how about using? You are the one make the fastest decision. Number one. Yes. Why do you encourage the abortion? Why?
I think it's hard choice, but the thing is, let's say the choice of terminating a life that's not born yet, because if you born to the world and the kids won't have a happy life, and then and the stigma and all those kind of things, so the suffering will be more. Than just terminate it early. So that's why I said, if really come to the decision, I think it's probably a better choice.
Okay. How about, yes, Tiong Hao, you choose number one also. Yes, why?
I I believe there's a. I agree with what you saying. Say generally, I have the same perception. I mean, it could be if the life come out to this world, and not only the baby will suffer, the mother will like keep on reminding of the bad stuff that happened to her.
Yes,
Yes, and I think there's a law in the law, whereas there's they specify how many weeks into pregnancy if there's abortion is not categorized as killing or this thing. Yeah, so I think the law has also protected them to define this. So if the mother is already so unhappy, so suffering, I think we should respect her decision also, if that is also what her direction as well.
Okay. So how about Lai Ping? Yes. Why do you choose number 1 also?
How say lah? One suffer better than two suffer.
Okay. Quite direct, because they already give a very concrete point. How about Siu Kyung? Yes. Why do you support number 1?
Yes, to avoid more suffering.
Same, avoid more suffering, just end the suffering, end the further suffering. Yes, you choose number 3. Why, SJ? You choose number 3,
It depends on situation. Let's say in the beginning stage of pregnancy, definitely I will encourage for abortion, because in the beginning stage of pregnancy it's not considered killing yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but if the later stage of pregnancy, like abortion is not safe anymore, I will encourage her to, maybe you can give birth to the baby, but you might want to consider to give out to other family that wish to have a baby but they cannot conceive a baby by themselves. So this is what I thought.
Good. You see, more people have more wisdom. It seems if let's say you encounter this situation, you better get many people to discuss. See or not? Because everybody have a different mind. You have a more comprehensive planning for it. Okay. Let me try to explain. In the Buddhism perception. So let me try to let you know in the first place, how does our law to view this type of scenario first. Okay. Let's take a look to the penal criminal. Is according to the Criminal Acts, the Criminal Statutory Penal Code 312. Okay, so according this Penal Code 312, it is not a killing. If let's say a raped mother do abortion, in the eye of the law, so in the first place we have to know first, how does the law view the matter. Okay, so it seems that the law, they will be more favorable to the mother because they understand a woman is under the drama, stigmatized. Okay. This is the first place. Okay, so secondly, I think also it depends on how the mother can endure the suffering, because this is also a loss situation. You see, if let's say the mother encounters suffering, but the baby is also alive, right? So this is why the situation makes it so difficult for the situation. Basically, it is advisable that you better don't make the decision for the case. Let the case make the decision by themselves. Maybe if let's say the case come to you, analyze to her first. Okay, then let her try to think how far he can bear the suffering, because no matter what decision we make, we help her to make, it's also difficult, because also we involve the suffering. Either the baby suffer or either the mother suffer, right? Or the mother suffer. Okay, so we have to let her decide and see how far she can bear. The suffering. Okay, if let's say if let's say she can bear the suffering, like what I just suggest, so you just endure and give birth to the baby, and then just the baby just pass it out to somebody, so that you won't see the baby again. Then your drama won't be recorded every day, right? So maybe this is one of the options. If let's say it is bearable for you, for the suffering. Okay, if let's say it is unbearable for you, okay, maybe you have to do the abortion. Okay, so after do the abortion, then maybe have to make sure that the body is able to endure the the wound itself, because abortion itself is very detrimental for the body of a woman, right? And also this will also maybe for the second, they might encounter difficulty in second abortion, so they have to consider all these things. Is the woman ready? The body is ready for this sort of thing or not? Then thirdly is if let's say sometimes after the abortion they will feel uneasy. Okay, maybe in Mahayana 我哋有一個叫做超度法會。Have you ever heard about 超度法會? So this is the ceremony which is more common in Mahayana. I have to let you know. Child. Yeah. Okay, this is a ceremony which is more common in Mahayana compared with the Theravada. We call it Chaudu Fahui. And Chaudu meaning to say that they are going to using the rituals just to help the beings who are unable to reborn and give them the power to reborn. And let the beings to forgive, so that they can reborn smoothly by using some chanting and using the power and get the power from the Buddha or Bodhisattva. Well, if let's say the lady really go to the abortion, okay, some of them they are quite sensitive. They will notice that maybe the baby is following them. If that's the case, they have to come to this type of temple and do the ceremony. And besides, I noticed that I have ever joined this type of ceremony before. Okay, as a host. Okay, I noticed that this is quite effective, especially for some lady, especially they're involved in the prostitution. You see. So, or some they do the abortion due to out of some reason. It is a difficult decision for them too. Okay, so basically, quite early morning they will come and they will bring some tipis. The preference of the baby the favorite of the baby. They bring the tipis, and quite early morning they will come. They put the joystick and they will just pray. And it seems that they try to talk to the baby. They try to talk to the baby. Just they want to feel comfortable, to make themselves feel comfortable. So I realized that basically this part we need religions to play the roles. In the mentally. So physically, you need the doctor and they themselves to take care of them. Okay. So we have to consider all this scenario in order to let her to decide. So preferably don't decide, because as a Buddhist, if let's say we decide for them, okay, basically it seems like encouraging killing. Okay, but the suffering they involved in the suffering at the same time. So the best way, let them decide, please. Okay, just let them. To tell them all the pros and cons for both scenario and let them to decide. Because I remember there's one our student. She's the one who encouraged abortion. So after the abortion, she sensed that the baby also come to her. It seems that the baby also blamed her for the advice. Why? Because she involved in the decision making. I think it's quite fair, right? If let's say we are the baby, all right, we are in hatred, because we have been aborted, you see, then we will look for. Of course, the mother is the one. Second is the one who gave the advice, right? It's quite reasonable, something like that. So please you have to really think well if you want to give advice with this type of scenario. Okay, so I try to to compile all your opinion together in one. So hopefully, you can have a good. You will do. If the case come to you, you will do this type of a decision. Okay. So this is difficult scenario number 1. Okay, one more. Okay, number 2. Okay, if let's say there is a case who is in the coma, maybe about 20 years. Okay, and there's a group of a family taking care for the case. Okay, and I mean they already reached the unbearable level for the family, and they decide they want to unplug the oxygen. They decide to unplug the oxygen. Okay, so if they come to you, how will you advise them? You should advise them unplug or better don't advise anything. Okay, so number 1, yes, you agree, unplug it. Second, not unplugging. Like you don't you'll be more prudent. So, okay, so you can decide now. 1, 2, or 3. Yes, 2, 3. Okay, so using okay. The second, you advise not unplugging. You say the answer.
Let's say you already suffer for 20 years, right? Means
Okay, yes.
yeah, and then I think you already endure so long.
Okay.
And if you just give up like that, I think you regret it later for the person. How I feel since you already endured 20 years, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I know it.
Oh yeah.
I know the situation is unbearable, but the thing is, I think the right thing to do is just if you want to make a decision fast.
Okay.
Yeah, and then if you wait for 20 years already, might just wait for until they go naturally.
Okay. So I see your point. All right. Yes, you choose number 3. Why? Why dan lain lagi?
How to say that? Because really, even though we say that 20 years, but we don't know whether he suffer or not. We will never know. And of course, let's say that we know that he suffer. Yes, just plug it. But we know that he is not suffer. Okay, just maintain it and wait for it. So there are 2 decisions. Because of we never know that he will feel suffer or not. That's why I'm choose number 3.
Because you are not the case. You mean you don't know how to decide you are not the one who lie on the bed I know your point. Okay, lighting. Yes, why you choose number 3 also?
Same lah, we cannot give any comment. Sometimes miracle will happen. What? Like we watch the movie after 20 years, then we suddenly wake up.
So it seems that your decision quite similar with using already, right? I said just wait already 20 years, right? Something like that Okay, quite. I mean, inclination to second Okay, Tiong Hao, yes. Why you choose number 3 also?
I think similar to the baby case just now. Don't make a decision.
So you just say, oh, sorry, I don't know, right? Just simple, I don't know.
like the baby situation, like we are better to give any decision for that. Similarly, I think it's the same way.
So this is the bad decision. Okay, yes. How about Eugene? Yes. Why? The reason behind.
Yeah, I think number 1 is that the law permits the family member to unplug or plug first, is it? So I understand that a lot of countries, I think there are only few countries in the world that allow them to actually unplug, is it, for those who are certain condition. The condition also must be a very rare condition which they cannot fit themselves, or there's certain criteria for even if you want to end their lives, is it? So that's why I feel that, and then also I guess a lot of other factors or depend on the situation whether family members, there are so many minds, so many brains, they should probably know better than me what to do. Is their family members, is it? So as a third person outside, I guess we don't mess around with people's family matters That's my opinion.
Yeah, Eugene, you seem so smart and you really learn a lot from the case number 1. So first, see the law first, right? Are you very smart? See how the law say first, because you are also not familiar in this scenario. This is not a construct. this is not a construction, right? So better, okay, maybe have to be more prudence first. Okay, you are very smart. You learn from case number 1. Okay, how about
I learn from you. I learn from you.
Yeah, SJ, yes, how? On the mic, yeah, SJ, please. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same. Okay. To be honest, if I didn't listen to what you mentioned just now for the baby case, I will choose number 1 just to plug it. But because after the baby case, yeah, then I better don't involve in it. Because like, yeah, I cannot give much suggestion.
Already, right? Okay, anyway, it's a good discussion because you may encounter one day, so we have to go deep discuss in Buddhism. Okay, let me try to tell you first. First of all, from the eye of the law first. Yeah, because of, I mean, there's a lawyer and also doctor as my previous student. So we studied comprehensively. So I can provide you all these things first. So let's take a look at how the eyes of the law to view this type of case. Euthanasia. Am I pronounced correctly? Euthanasia? Correct? Euthanasia. Okay, Eugene, on your mic. Euthanasia.
Euthanasia, yeah, correct.
Euthanasia. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, basically, in the case that we mentioned, it has something to do with the death of the brain, actually. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so this is our brain. Okay, the definition of the dead, biologically and scientifically dead, the malfunctioning of the stem brain is considered. You will consider die if the stem brain malfunction. That is the very clear definition. Okay, what does the stem brain function? Okay, if let's say our stem brain doesn't function, we cannot breathe. The pupil cannot. I cannot strain, cannot expand. All right. Okay. Once somebody hit you, especially in your knee, you won't respond. Okay. There will be total 20 symptoms in our body which corresponds to the stem brain. If the stem brain doesn't work, it is considered dead. I mean biologically and also scientifically. Okay. If let's say besides of the stem brain, the other part of the brain malfunction, it is not a stem brain. It is not a dead yet. Let's say for instance, if that case, the people who already coma in 20 years, and the reason is due to the stem brain, basically after the scrutiny from the doctor involved, there will be a few doctors involved for the scrutiny, and they have quite some steps to decide whether a really malfunction of the stem brain, stem brain or not. If let's say the proof is the stem brain, no matter how, the doctor will advise you to unplug. The reason is without the function of the stem brain, there's a dead people already. The people is dead is due to the supporting system only. If without the supporting system, they already quite sure already. It's the dead people already. So if let's say the person, the stem brain still functioning, and you insist to unplug, it is considered euthanasia. Okay, in Malaysia, euthanasia is still illegal. I think maybe just Holland, Denmark, maybe a few some Eastern Europe, they will legalize. They will make the euthanasia legitimate. So be careful. If let's say you want to decide, if let's say the case, you want to decide whether unplug or not unplug, we have to know whether there is the malfunction of the stem brain or not, and usually let the doctor to conduct the procedure. Okay. Once they decide is the stem brain a malfunction, basically they will unplug because the life is not there only. you see the people there is due to the supporting system. So that's how we do the decision. But basically, if let's say, if let's say the stem brain is still functioning and you unplug, it's considered killing in the Buddhism. There will be some karma. So that is some, some scientific, how to say, the biology or scientific reason involved to make the decision. Okay, I think most of you so smart because you don't really exactly know. What's the definition of the life and the die? So you can't make the decision. Well, just now I think SJ also have a wrongly comment to the definition of the life. In Buddhism, as long as the semen and also the ovum, they merge together, the consciousness immediately will go inside, to the zygote. We call it as a zygote. There is a life already. But in some Europe country, they don't consider it as a life. They say once you can know this, the heartbeat, they will be alive. It takes maybe 3 to 6 weeks in order to detect the heartbeat technologically. For them, if let's say that, if let's say before the 3 or the 6 week, they are able to detect any heartbeat, so they will use this for the stem cell experiment. In science, they notice that stem cell help a lot to develop the organ, to develop the tissue, and it will be very helpful for the human. But since this is a question regards the controversy also, whether it's legal or not legal, it depends on how you define life. But for Buddhism, quite clear, as long as there's a zygote, there's a life already. But for just the semen and also for ovum itself, this is not a life. So this is the reason why if you take the egg, especially the egg produced from the factory chicken, okay, that is not killing because the egg itself is not able to produce the chicken. This is without insemination. But if let's say the eggs is after the insemination, there's the potential of the chicken to come out. So I wouldn't take this type of egg because I will consider killing. There's a life inside the egg already. So SJ, do you get it? As for us, it's very strict. So meaning to say that stem cell experiment is illegal in eye of the Buddhism. But for Western country medicine, for the science, they will have their own way to define it to make it legitimate. Okay, so that is the case. Okay, so any question? So I think after discussing all this, you might have some question, especially the controversy issue. Is there anything you wish to raise up before we further to the second rules? Yes, SJ, please.
I have one thing. Let's say, for example, it's out of a situation that is a feeling of hatred, and then you go and curse somebody. You just curse the somebody to die. But then, of course, he die or not, I'm not sure. But definitely, you won't be dying just because of your cursing.
Okay.
Is it considered a
crime or not, right?
Or a karma or not, something like that?
Yeah. Oh, well, no worry. We will discuss this in the number 4. we got rule number 4, no lying. It is under that category. We'll discuss this later because this is the verbal. Okay. So anything involved in the killing? Yes, using yes.
Yeah, I think some practicing monk believe that sometimes killing is avoidable. It's like from some courses that I attended, and there are some belief like every day we kill. Let's say you boil water, right? How many bacteria you kill? Yeah, but then then it go back to definition of life. But it's like level of life, but you still kill. But killing is unavoidable, and sometimes I think the belief is to minimize killing. That's why I think it's probably in Theravada also. Okay, they eat meat because they believe what I think is true is you don't waste and you just take enough. And then you minimize killing. I think that's some of the concept that is being promoted. Like I think from this precept is written by Thich Nhat Hanh. I attended his class before. So he said, he said killing is unavoidable, but then you minimize killing. That's why his practice is to minimize killing, and I think that's the best way. Once you minimize killing, you can't avoid killing.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I would like to suggest one thing to you. If let's say there's a bees, there's a hive in your garden, especially if let's say the hive is so low, maybe we will worry that our kids may go to is going to break the hive and might be attacked by the bee, right? Okay, if that's the case, anyone have the experience how to handle this situation? Do you have any experience handle this situation? Using your God, I guess.
Ask Bomba to come and clear it for you. They will remove it and probably transfer to other. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think Bomba might not a good decision because I tried to call before. The Bomba said, first of all, please buy one reset for us. They say I have to pay for the reset. Okay. Then secondly, they say they're sure they will kill all the bees. If they don't kill the bees is going to build the hive in the neighbor country. No, in the neighborhood. So I mean the problem will be endless. So that is what the Bomba will do. Please no. I mean I was in a dilemma also because for me I can't pick up the call and say please go to destroy the hive as a monk. Luckily I don't know why. After a few days I got a solution. There's a group what they call it as the bee saver. The bee saver, BESAVIER. Yes, you can get it in internet. So once you just provide the address and the location of the bee to the bee saver, they will come and they have the skills just really to relocate the whole bee's hive to another place. So remember, bee saver can help you without any killing. This group of people. So sometimes I think we are lack of resource how to minimize the killing. Sometimes we don't have. Using Bomba, no, they come, they just directly destroy them. This is the way, their way. And one thing is, I notice as a human, sometimes the hive is very high, right? But just don't know why we don't have a sense of security. We just always feel threatening. So we must get rid of it in order to feel secure. Am I right? Basically, but sometimes it won't attack you, and bee is so precious nowadays. But just I don't know why, So the only resort we have to call for the bee saver to do something. Yes, SJ. Yes. You want to say something? Oh, okay, so remember bee saver, Okay. Yes. Okay. Besides, anyone want to provide? I think this is a quite good discussion. Anything? Nothing. Okay. Okay. I think if nothing better, I end the class because once we go to the second Vinaya, it's about the stealing. There will be a lot of things involved also, a lot of controversy issue, and we will use the modern case so that to make the class more interesting. We don't go back to thousand years ago case. We come to the recent case and scenario. Okay. Okay. So today discussion. Yes, Siu Kyung. Yes. Anything?
I would like to ask you. It's not but this section.
The mic, close your mouth, please. The mic.
Spinning chakra one.
Yeah. And okay.
Okay, because yesterday morning, if not mistaken, yesterday morning when I do the